This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com. Let's talk about the match. We got BodyDonnas working with Smoking Guns. That's a very 1996 matchup. They go 13 minutes and 5 seconds. And Meltzer would write this. Before the match, the BodyDonnas did an interview clumsily explaining why Cloudy wasn't there. They've dumped the character. It appears the WWF has gotten sensitive about the charges of too many transvestite / lesbian / perverted type characters, although the Cloudy deal clearly wasn't working at all. We've talked about it before, but catch everybody up on Jimmy Shoulders, aka Cloudy, and why this was even a thing.
Oh God. It was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. It was a way to get Sunny away from the BodyDonnas and kind of out on her own. And I think the idea came from Skip, from Chris Candido, with the old Jimmy Shoulders, to have them in their corner. And instead of sunny, it's not going to be a sunny day. It'll be a cloudy day. What's the opposite of sunny? Cloudy. Yeah.
You proud of that?
No.
Yeah. I think maybe
I'd say it was good.
I think my favorite Cloudy story I've ever heard is Tracy Smothers. Have you heard Tracy Smothers tell his Cloudy story?
Oh, I can hardly wait.
Supposedly, when Tracy comes in as Freddie Joe Floyd, this is around the same era, Cloudy's there, and he had been friendly with Mark Calloway back into the WCW days, but now he's working here in the WWF. And of course, Mr. Calloway is the Undertaker, so he's a top guy. So Tracy's hanging around, and Mr. Calloway sees the Cloudy persona and makes some sort of comment to his circle of friends at the time in that group. Man, some people will do anything for a job around here, won't they? And supposedly Tracy said, I know, man, you've been dead for 6 years, right? Which is just a great Cloudy line. The match itself is not that bad. I actually watched it this week and I kind of dug it, but apparently it was not well received by Mr. Meltzer. He gave it 3/4 of a star. He says all four worked hard, but it just didn't click. Fans still aren't into the BodyDonnas as baby faces. There was a Buns of Steel chant, obviously directed at Sunny, who comes across as the only star of the tag team division. At one point, Sunny did a fainting spot and Skip acted concerned while Zip tried to talk him out of being concerned. And then he got by Sunny, she slapped him, and the Guns jumped him. So Sunny is heavily involved in the match. Do you think that's to the detriment of the tag team division? Like, was there too much of a focus on her? Did she sort of overshadow the in-ring action at times, or?
I think that she may have been one of the few reasons that people would have watched those matches.
I agree.
So I don't think she overshadowed it at all. I thought she brought attention to it.
What was it about Sunny? She just had a presence.
I'm sure she did. Sunny she had charisma and she had personality. Until you met her. No, she had a lot of personality.
What'd you think of the match? And what'd you think of the BodyDonnas as a babyface? I mean, just them as a babyface, as a concept, that didn't really make sense, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like me being a babyface.
It's impossible.
Right. And the Guns as heels didn't work.
Yeah, people want to like the Smoking Guns and they want to boo the BodyDonnas, but it feels like we've just got everybody sort of out of sorts.
Yeah, it just, to me, it was a good match. It was a really good match, but it just was not a whole lot of feeling from it.
What was your relationship like with Tom in this era? Was he frustrated? And if he was he able to express that to you? Or are y'all, is it sort of boys and office at that point?
No, I think everybody on that side was pretty frustrated. I think Tom was frustrated with the whole BodyDonna gimmick and with the whole drama of Sunny and Skip and everybody involved. I think it was a lot. I think he would have been happier just, wrestling somewhere, anywhere, and not have to deal with the drama and the gaga. The gaga, the bass, the beat.
Did you think when you look at these four guys, well, maybe not you. Did Vince think there was a breakout star here? I mean, once upon a time, he plucked Bret Hart out of a tag team and Shawn Michaels out of a tag team. With the BodyDonnas and the Smoking Guns, if Vince had to bet, would he have put his money on Billy Gunn as being the breakout star?
Absolutely. Billy and Bart both. It just, they had the size, they had the looks, were good workers. I just think for whatever reason, sometimes that personality, getting it out of them, which you got backstage, and then what you got on camera were two different things.
Was Candido just a little undersized for Vince's taste? Would that keep him from being viewed in that way? Because personality wise, he had it. Everybody loves talking about, I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of people who had a bad thing to say about him, and his matches were great. So what was it that kept Candido from moving up in Vince's mind?
Maybe, I think part of it was his attitude. Chris always had a chip on his shoulder. And, he wasn't the biggest guy in the world. Yeah. But had to, I don't want to say he argued about everything, but kind of always had a comment and a better way to do it. In his mind, that was very, I think Chris would have been great in the 60s. Chris would have been a top guy in the 60s.
How so?
That was the era that he loved. That was the era and the style that he truly loved. And he could have fit in that era, being that wrestling heel. He would have been great in the 60s and 70s.
Next up is supposed to be Mankind versus Jake Roberts, but supposedly Roberts goes AWOL and no shows. Let my family save your family some cash. You don't need perfect credit. You don't need money out of your pocket, but we will save you money. It's not a matter if, it's a matter of how much. SaveWithConrad.com. What do you remember about what's going on here? Because Jake eventually does return, but he's just not here for this show. Did he have trouble getting across?
I believe that Jake was not welcome in Canada at the time.
Got it. Did you not know that when you booked it and you found out after the fact?
No, it was there. You work on paperwork. What the fuck's it called? A minister's permit. And for people to get in that sometimes may have trouble getting in. And I just don't think that everything got done in time.
Got it.
It was supposed to be done on time, but
whose lap would that fall on? Is that a JJ Dillon thing?
Yeah, that's a combination of a few different. You've got the folks in Stanford, then you've got the folks in Canada, and then you were at the mercy
of the government
of Canada.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.